Hi everyone, welcome to Dr. Obi's Garden. In this video, I will show you how you can get many onions from one onion bottom. With this knowledge, you never have to buy onions again. If I told you that I got all these onions from one kitchen scraps, would you believe it? Well, that's what actually happened. The good thing is that it is so easy that anyone can do it. I'll take you through the steps and provide tips for success along the way, so stick with me as I break it down. Start by cutting the bottom 1/3 of the onion bulb. You can use the remaining 2/3 of the onion to prepare your favorite meal. You only need the bottom section for planting. Remove the peppery outer leaves of the onion bottom and trim off some of the dried up roots. Now, cut the top part of a plastic bottle as shown in the video. You can use a glass cap if you want. Fill almost to the brim with clean water. Place the onion slices on the bottles, making sure that the bottom is in contact with the water. You can use toothpick to hold it in place if the onion is too small. As you can see in the last bottle, if you cut the onion too small or use a bigger bottle, the slice of onion will fall into the water. I'm gonna leave it like this for now. You will see why later. New roots and shoots will start growing after just 2 days. After 9 days, the green leaves will be more visible, and so will the roots. When that happens, you are sure that they will survive once transplanted into the soil. As you can see, the last bottle has no growth and the onion bottom seems to have died. This shows that you have to make sure that the onion bottom does not fall inside the bottle. It's now time to transplant the onion bottom into soil to grow more leaves and shoots. For this, you just need to fill a container with well-draining soil to at least 15 centimeters or 6 inches high. Create a hole deep enough to cover the roots and parts of the onion bottom. Place the sprouted onion bottoms into it and cover with soil. Don't plant too deep or else the plant will die. Water it and keep it in a sunny area. By day 40, more shoots would have developed and the leaves would have grown longer. The onion cluster on the left is what was planted from the onion bottom. Onions on the right were planted from full bulbs around the same time. This shows that growing from the full bulb has an advantage since they grow faster and bigger. But as you will see later, you can still get a decent yield from just the onion bottom. The next step is critical to ensure that you get decent sized bulbs. You have to pull up the onion cluster and transplant it again. Each shoot from the onion bottom can be used as a seedling since it has roots and leaves. Carefully separate the roots or seedlings, making sure that each of them has roots attached. You can use a knife to help with this separation. If a cluster proves too difficult to pull apart without destroying the seedlings, put the whole cluster back into the soil and allow it to grow a bit more before transplanting. I transplanted one set of onions directly in the ground between my pineapples. I was just trying to maximize the space. I also planted another set in containers, which you will see later. If some seedlings don't have roots, you can still plant them. However, they will take longer to mature and you will notice some differences when they mature. Once planted, ensure it receives adequate moisture and sunlight until the bulbs grow big and show signs of maturity. At this stage, you can stop watering and allow it to mature before harvesting. On day 90, I transplanted seedlings from the onion cluster that couldn't be separated early on in containers. They could have been transplanted earlier than this, but I wanted it to mature much later. That is why transplanting was delayed. By day 120, some of the bulbs would be ready for harvest. You know the onions are mature when the leaves have toppled over. At this stage, you can let it dry down before harvesting, or harvest it and let it cure before storing. You can also eat it right away if you want. It can take another 30 days for more bulbs to mature. The bulbs grown in bags are now ready for harvest. There are 8 of them. The bulbs that didn't have roots are also ready to be harvested, and there are 5 of them. This makes a total of 13 bulbs. When the 13 bulbs are added to the 8 bulbs that were harvested earlier, it brings the total to 21 bulbs. So there you have it. We have just obtained 21 onion bulbs from a single onion bottom. If you had left the onion bottom to grow without separation, it would have resulted in much smaller onions, as can be seen in this bulb cluster. If you enjoyed this video, show your approval by smashing the like button